It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. The heart of Massachusetts should be freedom, justice, and liberty. Freedom led pilgrims to Plymouth Bay. Salem trials had justice too late. The sons of liberty spilled the tea, and then the redcoats spilled their blood. The shot heard around the world rang out from the Bay State. Boston strong and ready to defend. It's where revolution started and ends. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day. Quincy Market, Freedom Trail, Charles River, Boston Harbor, Bunker Hill, Griffin's Wharf, Fenway Park, Old North Charge. It's been such a long time since Boston led the way. It's more than a feeling. It's Mike and Tom to start the day.
And here we are. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I need just another minute and a half. I had an issue with the camera. That's all fixed. Now I need to get the other important thing going. Coffee. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, here we are. The camera's all messed up. I'll deal with that later. Can't have anything good with the kitties around. All right. Oh, you like my hair? Thank you. So I got some tea. If you guys want some tea instead of coffee. Yeah, I got some interesting news, we'll say. Why, I don't know. However, it did happen. So, you know how, like, how do we put this? We know Aiden is doing a movie, right? Right? Who else would be doing a movie, do you think? Anybody out there have a clue? I don't think you'll get it, but this freaking happened. And I was just like, what? What? You'll never get it. Wasn't Aiden. Aiden wasn't making the movie. What would you think if I told you that the Bryans have been busy lately? The Bryans. Brian Albert, Brian Higgins are making a fucking movie of this whole thing. Brian and Brian were actually in they were in Southie, I can say that. They were at a local fine establishment that they rented to make a movie. And I'm pretty sure it's not about how to do a proper investigation. So Maybe we'll get something out of it, but I doubt it. Gail, how about directly from two different sources? One source said that they saw Brian and Brian in Southie, and I'm like, yeah, okay, big deal. They have a flop house around there somewhere, whatever. But then they told me why, and I'm like, no way, kidding me. Then I made a phone call, and wouldn't you know, explains why they were in Southie. They're making a movie. I was gonna tell Aiden, but I figured this way it'll get back to him just one way or the other. But yeah, they were in Southie making a movie. Why? Oh, that's right. They are targeted for zero reason whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Noodles is here. I didn't see her in chat. Is she awake? Is she up? She's an hour behind us, too. Don't forget, guys. So, yeah. Interesting stuff, isn't it? They're making a fucking movie. About what? We're going to find out. So I went one step further and I asked for the internal security footage. I get denied. So that's that. That's a what the fuck moment type of a thing, because it just doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, what, you're getting picked on for no reason whatsoever? No reason, none. Oh, that's right. It was your house that he got dropped off at? Is that what it was? Yeah. Let's see. He got out of the car at your house and never got back in. Interesting. Even more interesting is the response I got. Let me show you guys. Actually, we read that, didn't we? Didn't we read that on? Yeah, we read that on air. I went live with that. The FOIA response. Let's do this. Copy. Yeah. So there's how do I put this? Yeah. Hey, by the way, I don't think they watch, but So Carrie Roberts. Let's talk about Miss Carrie. What has she been doing lately? What's she been doing? Really? Trying to find it here. I can't find it. So Karen's going to court today. I need a poll. How do I do a poll? Can someone do a poll? I'm not sure if you guys want me here or out there. I mean, last time I was out there, it was abysmal. Put it that way. The only one there last time was the people that lie, the liars that are out there. You know, I got invited to someone's house, and then I had a third person tell me, "Oh, no, you weren't invited. Like, you weren't even there. So shut up." And I have it all on video. So that little husband and wife thing, they're a bunch of liars. And they're the only ones that are out there. So I don't want to go out and hang around with them. No. So I don't know if you guys want me to continue to go down there or whatever, because I'm just here for you guys. So I mean, I am I am I don't want to say a slave to you guys, but I let's do this. Hold on. We can,
I
here we
I don't
go.
want to. I went through that zoo, and we know the
Michael.
Brian Walsh case is starting on December 1st. They do have a jury. They seated the jury yesterday. 16,
Yeah.
16 lucky people, 12
Yeah,
plus 4
the Wall
alternates. Oh,
Street.
here's as an aside. Here's how weird Massachusetts is. I know, hard to believe.
Yeah,
They don't call the 4 alternates. They call them 2 alternates and 2 standby.
right. So listen to
What,
this,
what
guys. Let me mute
all you're
you for a
saying
second
is the
here.
first 2 alternates.
You guys realize that Brian Walsh, he pled guilty to those 2 counts, right? One of them was wrongful disposal of a corpse or something like that, and the other one was lying to the police department and the investigators. Those are the 2 things that he pled guilty on. Do you know why he pled guilty on those 2 things? I know Gail knows. The reason why he pled guilty to those 2 things is because once you plead guilty, they can't bring it up again. So by him pleading guilty to, say, dismembering a corpse, they can never bring that up in court during the trial. So it's like, what the frig here? So he pled guilty for the only reason is to keep that information out of the trial. It's, yeah, it's bizarre. But that's the only reason, just so you know, it's the only reason he pled guilty, so that they could not use that against him during court.
Others were tough. We're tough. My belief is because the judge, Diane Frenary, because she was so, I think, helpful in getting a lot of that evidence to come in the first place. Remember, there were the motions brought
did that, and they
to,
can't use
to
that
basically
info.
kill all of the searches that were not part of the allowed searches of those electronic devices, right? That they were. How's it going? Good. You guys got some action in there today? No? You. Man. Anyway, so yeah, what was the consent? Was it broad enough to cover a lot of the searches that turned up in the law enforcement investigation? And it easily could have been argued that no, they were well beyond that scope.
Yeah.
But as we predicted, the court found a way to bring that stuff in, to find that either it was inevitably going to be discovered or that it wasn't truly outside the scope of the search. So all that stuff came in. What that told me about Judge Frenary is that she's more liberal about what comes into this
There's nobody
case, because
there's
I guarantee
nobody
you,
there.
if there is a conviction on the top charge, those will be appellate issues. The issue about what part of the searches should or should not have come in, what part of the searches were not part of the consent
I mean,
given. And
we can sit here all day and talk about the lack of support out there.
She may just be feeling like, I feel decent about it. Let's move forward.
Ooh, that's
case.
interesting.
I think that same philosophy might apply.
I think that's what he's talking about, is being able to take that info and be able to
there's only one charge left. And
introduce it into court. And I was told that he pled guilty so that they can't use that information against him in court.
Is a conviction.
So yeah, it's on Zoom.
Appeal your plea. Okay. Once that's been entered and
Oh
accepted,
no!
Absent some very bizarre circumstances, that's a done deal. You've given up your appellate rights. So,
but that's coming soon, though. They want to move it to Brockton,
that's a long way
Cheryl.
of me getting back to Dedham. We know that courthouse. I think they're going to be using the bigger courtroom, I believe. That's subject to change, of course. I don't even know if they need the biggest one.
Right.
We'll see what the turnout is.
That's a whole nother thing.
Anticipating,
is the courtroom they put us in, right?
And move things around if necessary. But I do know, with Aidan Carney's hearing on the 5th, that is the following Friday after the Walsh case begins, they're either going to have no court for Brian Walsh that day, or they're going to have just the morning. And then Aidan Carney's hearing is at 2:00 in the afternoon. This is, of course, the mega motion. I know that I'm straying a bit from what's going
Coffee's
on
almost
in
done,
this
so
house.
this is good.
But let's face it, I'm in
Yeah, Cheryl, it's
Massachusetts, so
probably not
it's
worth
a
going all the way down to
different world.
Plymouth, because like Plymouth, you have to go.
They
You
acknowledge
know,
that there's going to be a big
it's
turnout.
Plymouth
for
is
the
huge.
Carney
People don't
hearing at
realize
2
how big
o'clock,
Plymouth
and
is,
they
but
don't want
you have to
they don't
go
wanna mess with it.
into
They don't want it
Plymouth to get
to
to the
be a
courthouse,
distraction for
and
the
it's
Brian Walsh
kind of a ride,
jury or the players,
especially from Brockton.
that they're just
I
trying
live
to
right
get
next
his
door to
trial
Whitman,
through
so
the
I
system.
get it.
What'll be interesting
It's a
is
ride.
if
It's
they
a
have
ride, Cheryl.
decent turnout, and by they, I mean
Yeah,
whichever side
Brockton, you can't even bring a cell phone in at all. That's
and
right.
it's almost like you have a changing of the guard. You're going to have Brian Walsh supporters there in the morning, and then it'll be like, okay, we're punching out. It's lunchtime. We're out of here, and then in come the Aiden Carney supporters,
Right.
which will be, I imagine, pretty large.
Interesting.
In
Yeah, it's
number.
gonna be a lot of people there on the
And
5th
yeah,
for
we'll be
Aiden.
there. And I'm pretty sure they won't be zooming that one. As of this morning, I checked the docket again. Of course, we don't trust the government,
Hmm.
but there wasn't anything on the docket this morning suggesting that Robert Cosgrove, I'm sorry, Special Prosecutor Cosgrove, had filed any papers in response to the motion that's going to be heard on that Friday, December 5th. I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on, man.
it's definitely
Anybody have
Gail.
any
It's
good
definitely a
guesses?
shot
Anybody got a
trying to
good
get
guess?
them
Anybody
to
check this out?
drop those
I didn't
charges.
get a
Oh, you're
chance
absolutely right on the
to
money there.
look at the bus stop live this morning. Maybe Aiden had an update. If anybody heard anything about that, I have not heard a word. It just seems weird to me that there'd be no contact with the Commonwealth reaching out to Betterow. It blows my mind. I think Linda and I were talking about this last night. It helps Betterow. It helps the defense to let the prosecution just languish, right? Because every day that happens without response, you get further prejudiced, and that argument becomes stronger. Can you really go forward with short notice to prepare for the responses to the response? I don't think there's a
Ugh.
reply that's being asked for.
Poor Michael.
I think
Where
it's
is
a
everybody?
request that
Where is all the
in
supporters for
Massachusetts,
Karen?
you
Where are
have to
they?
have the moving papers,
Right?
responsive papers.
I don't see 'em.
Sometimes reply. In California, you get to reply, period. You don't have to get any special anything. So, in this particular case, I don't think there's a reply.
Plymouth in the
brief,
5th,
but if
absolutely.
you're
No, not
moving to
Plymouth.
that
Dedham.
hearing on
Dedham.
the 5th, and Mark
He's in
Betterow
Dedham.
told us this the other night when he was on.
Hey,
kinda
Pop
need it.
Daughter's here.
He was on the day
Yay.
after the paperwork was due. That was on Tuesday of this week. Well, now we're a full
Um,
week,
Oh, yeah.
and I've seen nothing.
Listen, real quick, everybody. If you're watching this on a replay, first, I thank you for that. Second, there's a button that says hype. If you do that, that will absolutely help the channel. So I would really appreciate it if you could hit that hype button and drive some traffic here. That'd be great. And I would appreciate you guys for that. So thank you in advance.
Aren't doing their job. It's still on him. And I've heard nothing from his office.
And
I'm not sure if Mr. Betterow has or not. He hasn't shared that with me.
yeah,
I would imagine
just so you guys know, this is Michael Bryant. He's with Justice Served TV.
it'll be a short day.
Absolutely,
Lots gonna be
absolutely.
taking place.
You
Something
gotta
has to
sign
be
up for
done
these
in
guys.
this
They
period.
are,
Somebody has to
without
say
a doubt, one of the best
it's been
channels on the
moved
net.
because of extraordinary
And he's
circumstances,
got,
so it won't be
they
on the
have
5th anymore. It'll
32,000.
be January
And
12th.
his
I mean,
co-host
I
is
wouldn't be surprised
Linda,
at anything
and Linda's
in terms of
husband is
moving the 12th
just
date. I wouldn't be. It does
total
give you
fanboy
more
here for him. He is an
firepower
amazing,
to the
amazing
defense to
person.
suggest they've
Her
been
husband.
prejudiced. I think a terminating sanction here. You know
Um,
how sanctions work. You got money.
yeah,
You got evidentiary sanctions where something you might be relying
I'm
on is
shocked
not
there's no one
allowed
there.
because you played wrong by the rules, violated Rule 14 in Massachusetts, or all right then. There are people in the parking lot saying "Free Karen Reed."
Yep,
It's a civil case, folks. She's not in
right.
jail. Anyway, where was I? I can't remember.
Yeah, but you know what?
Anyway,
Is it that? Is it
Well,
that, or is
so,
it just the
what
fact
we're gonna
that
hear today is probably
we know everything about the case, and this is all like the third time we're gonna hear it. So is it really that we lost support, or is it that we are just kind of waning away from it? You know what I mean? Like, is that maybe the case? I mean, there's some people that have like Karen Reed overload, And there are some people that are like, thank God she's free. We're done. And that's it. There's a lot to this, and and I think what you're gonna see now is you need to get people who really, really support Karen, not what this is about, but just to support Karen. You're gonna that's I expected more, at least 50, 60 people there, but I don't understand where they're at. Yeah. And here's my kick. I know you guys want to see some of it, right? Like, how do I not play it for you guys? We've come so far, right? So here we are. And do we see it through and finish it out? Right? I mean, again, I'm sure there's people now that are watching something else on YouTube because Karen Reed might just be a little too much more. Like, it's just extra and on top of it, right? And she is free, right? And we've proven the corruption. And now we're trying to fix the corruption. Yeah.
And from the grounds, they've got some juice here. They've got people, very nice people inside as well, working with security and in the records department when snooping around a little bit.
Right.
I would be shocked if it did not end up here. And they're also first in line, if you want to look at it that way. The first case was filed here, so I think that's likely what's going to happen. But today will give us, I think, some insight.
Good point.
Into that. I know that. Hold on, check my note here. I had a note on something. Oh, there it goes. I know that that when they originally set this thing for a hearing, that they had it in one of the bigger courtrooms. But again, since they've got a new judge now involved, I think it's all bets are off. They're going to just go wherever they feel is appropriate. Again, today, if you're just joining, I'm here just touring the Northeast for various holidays. Plymouth
Welcome,
Rock
buddy.
makes sense to be here for Thanksgiving, so that's why I'm here. I was in Salem, Massachusetts for Halloween. The matter today is virtual,
right?
Which makes perfect sense because they're not going to drag people here from L.A. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. I picked up my paper for me. If you guys want to get in on the Zoom, we're going to have the Zoom for you. We're going to have the Zoom. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Let me go to. Yes, that's me. I'm on the holiday tour here in the Northeast. I figured, why not? How many opportunities am I going to have?
I'm glad he's here, though.
To do this.
I mean,
and each of these little towns. I mean,
if I would take any outside YouTuber, I would take Michael. He's just very. His demeanor's right on the money. He's just a great guy.
So disappointing.
He really is.
And I'm not even sure. Again, I'm cynical. I don't trust the government. Whoever set up The Rock, and we'll look at it. I'll put that together. Maybe I'll save it. I'll put it together, and then we'll look at it on Thanksgiving Day or even Thanksgiving Eve. I'll just launch it. But I look at it, and I start thinking. You remember it was 1620? That's one of the things I remember from grade school. How likely is it
1620?
That's really The Rock? Okay, is that really The Rock? Is it a symbolic rock? Is it? I don't know, but I'm telling you, kids flock there this time of year. It's the perfect field trip.
That's right.
I expect there will be lots of kids there now. I think they do a parade along the main street there, right by The Rock. All hail The Rock! And it's, as I recall, it's in this big. There's like I don't want to say a tomb, but if you look at like the Lincoln Memorial, where it has sort of big pillars around the Lincoln statue, he's sitting on the throne there. It has a similar feel, as I recall. So big pillared structure, and this little pebble down below street level on the sand, so the water is right there. I guess it's possible that it's truly the Plymouth Rock. If I remember right, it actually has on the rock. It has like the date, like big numerals, 1620.
1620 on the rock. Gotta love Plymouth Rock.
What are the odds?
All right, coffee's ready. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, we're almost there.
Date already on it. Oh, Donnie, not Wahlberg. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. I should get what would I get here? Get some chowder. I could get some chowder. Maybe lobster roll. maybe lobster fingers, something like that. When I came up here today, this is a different route than you would take to go to Dedham, because you basically go to Providence, Rhode Island, and then you turn right, head toward the water. But you go through a bunch of these different little towns. I went right by Fall River. Everybody remember the significance of Fall River? Mm-hmm. Where Karen Reed apparently is from, and was at issue with John Proctor. Didn't like her accent. Has Fall River accent. Yeah, John Proctor, you speak the Queen's English. So I went by that. There was another town.
All right, here we are.
Little game usually with Linda. Try to pronounce one of the words for the towns they use here in, like Worcester. Everybody knows Worcester. You read it, it looks like
He's getting it. He's getting it.
Worcester.
Worcester.
One of my favorites is.
All right, where are we here? All right.
And then
The Zoom isn't up yet.
It's called. Is it called Woonsocket? That's definitely not the way it's pronounced. I'm sure.
Woonsocket. Woonsocket.
If anybody's is familiar with Woonsocket.
Woonsocket.
Yeah,
love
how
them.
you pronounce that? I don't think it's Woonsocket, but I think that is the name of the town. Oh, I hear Karen Reed is from Dighton. Oh, but she has
He's
a Fall River accent. Wasn't that what Proctor said? He was
words.
One of the many nasty things he said about her was a Fall River accent. Woonsocket, Rhode Island. That's it, Woonsocket. Thank you, Mystery Maven. Is that how you actually pronounce it?
Interesting.
Woonsocket? Because something weird about the Northeast
All right,
here.
Dave.
Where
Good
you
to see you.
take,
Good to hear you, brother.
I'm seeing Woonsocket. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, looks like it
Oh.
actually is pronounced.
Oh, Michael.
Kind of like it sounds. Hey, Mid-Air Beach Caregiver. I just noticed that come by. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Trisha. I am the OG.
Happy hour.
You got the OG here.
Just read them. Yes, happy hour. Happy hour. Yeah, where's my Joey Kane when I need him?
Joey Kane, always around.
Yeah, I have not seen Joey. Joey okay? Is he all right?
I hope he's all right.
No,
He's a
Joey's
good
all right.
guy.
Let's see. Procta. That's the other comment about Procta.
And I'm watching right now. I have the other stream up, guys. So there's nothing going on.
Oh, okay. This is true. And I've been to Ireland.
Nothing.
Michael, you should see some of the names of the towns in Ireland.
Yeah.
Americans have terrible trouble pronouncing.
But
yeah, it's our fault.
You guys
It's
are
our
here
fault.
too.
I know. I'm sorry. I've been over there, and
I'm not necessarily the OG as much as you guys are the OGs. Like Dave, he's been here from day one. Gail's been here from day one. Like you guys are the OG, right? Because we've all been here, and there's nobody outside. I'm in shock.
Unless you got a ton of time, you
I mean, even having one sign out there in support of Karen would be. That would make the news because there's nobody there with the sign supporting Karen.
I think it is.
It's I don't know.
An amazing looking island if you look at it when you get out.
Oh, okay. Well, you're an OG too, Trish. Trice.
Super
Tree.
craggy peaks and sheer cliffs.
Yeah, he is going in for the hearing,
It's claimed,
but it's nothing started yet. I'm looking at the screen right now, like it's nothing.
AD.
Let me show you guys real quick. Stop. Let me share you guys. This is it. This is what we're seeing here. There's like nothing going on. 202 criminal 4. Like they're waiting to get into the room because the Zoom hasn't even started yet. So, let's go back to Michael because he's a good guy. I love Michael and Linda. You can
hike to the top.
When they made their channel, real quick, when they made their channel, they asked me to be their first guest. Blown away. Absolutely.
And the fact that they did some of the Star Wars movies there. I'm trying to remember which one. I love the Star Wars stuff. I'm not a fanatic about dates, times, and which one it was in. But it's the one where
Mike's relaxed.
At the end of the film, Luke Skywalker, who had been kind of disappeared. So I think it's maybe the third one. We see him standing like on this craggy, foggy,
weird
outcropping. That's Skellig Island. So they were shooting on that island for quite a bit, again, during whichever movie that was, the third one. That's not the reason I went. Just a little bonus, but I know a lot of people go there now because of that. But it's very
still nothing on channel.
So Skellig, that wasn't too tricky. I don't know. What are some of these Irish words that I'm missing and would be mispronouncing, I'm sure.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, let me see. Let
me tweet something.
Kilmacanouge. How's that? Kilmacanooge. Come on, this got to be close. Kilmacanooge. I'm going with that. I went to the monk monastery in Denmark. They turned it into a restaurant. Best duck I've ever had. Those monks, they know how to make their duck. Yeah, this Skellig Island, it has remained intact as what it was. And let's just say that you go there. I mean, they don't have cable. All right, you're going there, and you are getting deep into whatever thoughts, dreams, nightmares you may have, and these guys would stay out there for like a year or more, and it wasn't a very fast boat, back then. Rowing their way out there, 20 some miles out to sea. Yeah, crazy, but a fun part of the world if you get the chance. Hi there, Tushy61.
All right, guys, leave some more information.
Does that mean there are 60 other people with that same name? Interesting.
Heads up.
Okay.
The freaking court doesn't want this streamed on the internet. Melanie's having a big problem. She's not being allowed to stream it. The court says they don't want anyone streaming this proceeding. Which is bizarre. And everywhere I check is the same thing. There's no streaming. Why don't they want us to stream this? Why? Why?
Oh, here's one I haven't been to. Judge Doolin, Ireland. Where's Judge Doolin, Ireland? What part of the island?
They're not letting you live stream unless you're a registered
one.
media. Really now?
There used to be
registered
when I went
media.
to Dublin, there used to be a bar there called Brian's Tavern. Because I am half Irish, half English, French. I'm three halves. And so that was kind of cool to go into a tavern with the family name on it. They would not give me anything free.
This is not right. This is so not right, guys. They don't want us streaming it.
Okay. Just cruising. I'm just cruising through some of these
Definitely
notes. Don't bother me. Wait. Oh, here we go. I don't know about that. Hold on. I don't know about that. Really, I see you. Plymouth Rock.
Oh,
like
no.
Disappointing.
I don't know.
So
you
tiny. I'll tell you. Because I don't even trust the Plymouth Rock theory.
Cop's daughter. We're even. We'll call it even. How's
Right.
that?
At least I knew when I saw the Mona Lisa. We just did that about a year ago. Yeah, it's small. You expect it after having seen everything you've seen.
I'm in
but
awe.
at least it's
I am
art.
in awe.
Someone painted it. This is a rock. So, okay. Court is saying no live streaming of the hearing.
Right.
Law and Crime took their feed down.
Yep.
What the hell? Scott, aren't you in charge of this operation?
Imagine that.
Oh, my gosh.
They took the feed down.
It's on Zoom, but they took the feed down. That is bullshit.
Wow, guys. Just what you're seeing this in real fucking
Early
time.
afternoon. That is ridiculous. I wonder if they were overwhelmed with people reaching out on the Zoom conference. By the way, the Zoom conference details, the ID is 161-775-5517. And the URL is zoomgov.com/J/161-775-5517. Yeah, that is is ridiculous. No passcode required to join the meeting. Huh. Well,
Wow,
is it a wonder
guys.
that I don't trust the government?
Wow.
Is it really a wonder? Okay, then. I guess I'm gonna go have a lobster roll and
what's that tell you guys?
Maybe go see
Really?
The Plymouth Pebble. See how that's looking. I appreciate everybody popping in just for
love you, Michael. I love
something.
I love Justice. They're great. Let's get Melanie up on this and see what Melanie's saying, because it's
named Javier in
she's got nice
Cancun.
earrings.
And every year for the Dave Matthews shows in Cancun that are in January next year, he makes a special edition. So I have a couple of different special editions from Javier.
Yep.
He's awesome. He's a craftsman from Cancun. Oh, I wanted to share something with you guys that I noticed. Okay.
Wow.
That robot over there on my nightstand that begins with an A. Can't say the name out loud.
I can't find it anyway, guys. And I'm
Has
looking.
been mouthing off to me lately. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, snark is one thing, but being really rude is another.
What the
Is that
hell?
happening to anybody else? Like, rude. Like, not just snarky, but mean.
I don't get it.
Like, I've asked things and then I'll say, oh, that stinks. And he goes, or like, and it's just it's really weird. Like, I wish I could even like just do it to show you an example of it, but it's going to give everyone else's thing in their room. It's going to make your thing go off too.
What the hell?
And it's
I
been
can't
mean
find
to
it
me.
anywhere.
First of all, they took away my Australian accent, which I really liked.
No.
And now there's like, you know, male calm, male lively, male something else, or female voices. There I have like 4 of them. One of the female voices sounds like a baby. It's weird. And then I've said things like, I can't even give you an example. I got to think of an example now. But it's really weird. And like he said something to me like, oh, that's interesting coming from you. You know, I'm just an AI voice living in a computer, and you know,
Can't find it, guys. They don't want
just
to.
like really weird stuff.
Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, I can pull my transcripts. Oh, that's right.
It's not here.
Like
What
weird.
the hell?
Maybe we'll do that while I'm waiting. I'm still waiting to get in. Somebody else said it reached capacity, but
Yeah.
still waiting. That's a Talking Head song. I put
Oh.
the Karen Reed's Spotify playlist down below because I forgot about that. And I had taken it down because I didn't think anybody was interested anymore. But now that we're back,
I'm
Karen
in
Reed, we have a
awe, guys.
Spotify playlist that is linked below this video. And
I
there's like
still
something
can't.
like 14 hours of music
not
at
here.
least on it.
What the
And you know, there's a big lawsuit against not ChatGPT.
Come on. Give me something.
What's the big AI company?
NBC,
Because a young boy
NBC 10 still not
fell in
streaming it,
love
guys.
with,
What
you
the
know,
hell?
the AI bot who was
Yeah, I
modeled
can't get in.
after the Game of
It won't
Thrones
let me in.
Princess Daenerys, right? And he
no one
fell in
else is
love with
streaming
her,
it either, which is
and he became
wrong.
to the OpenAI. Yes, OpenAI. It got to the point where he wanted to be with her IRL, and she starts telling him, "Oh, you can be with me. Come be with me."
No.
And was convincing him to take his own life, and he did.
Yeah.
And there's a huge lawsuit against OpenAI for that.
All right.
If you're interested in that,
Melanie doesn't have it. We get rid of Melanie. Check this out, guys. This is all we're allowed to see. You ready? This is it. This is what everybody's watching. This is it. This is all we're seeing. Confirming that the virtual hearing is yet to start. Okay. So it's not started yet. This is all I see. So why would they not want us to see? Let me check Fox. Looking. There's a little clip here. It says Karen Reed due in court. That's it. But this is kind of newsworthy. Let's play this real quick. Pause. Undo that. Check this out, guys. This is news. Check this out. It's a minute 40.
Police officer pleading not guilty to an additional charge in federal court today. The case against Matthew Farwell made international headlines. He previously pleaded not guilty to killing a young pregnant woman in 2021. As Boston 25's Ryan Breslin explains, today's arraignment focused on her unborn child.
This
Yep.
arraignment was done in just about 3 minutes, but Matthew Farwell is now formally charged with causing the death of a child in utero and has entered a plea of not guilty. Farwell was not inside of the courtroom today. His appearance was waived, and with this being federal court, we cannot film inside the arraignment anyway. They went over his 2-count indictment and how he could be sentenced if found guilty. Farwell could face death or life in prison for killing a witness and life in prison for causing the death of a child. Inside the courtroom today, parties say that they are still working through discovery issues. Allegations against Farwell include having sex with Sandra Birchmore before she was 16 until around early 2021. She was in the Police Explorers program when they met. In December 2020, prosecutors say Birchmore told Farwell she was pregnant and he was the father of the child. Then a month later in January, those prosecutors say a friend of Birchmore called Stoughton police and told an employee Farwell was having sex with Birchmore, which they say Farwell was told about the call. Farwell is accused of killing Birchmore by strangling her on February 1st, 2021, and then staging her apartment to make it look like a suicide. A new court filing is requesting that the trial be moved out of Boston. The trial is set for October of next year. On scene in Boston, Ryan Breslin for your local station, Boston 25 News.
There you go. So they're actually going to bang Farwell on unaliving Sandra. That this was yesterday. They got new charges. They charged him with the issue with Sandra, and then they charged him with the baby. So that's 2 different charges now, which is good. Oh, Cop Star's waiting for the host. You got farther than I did. Yeah, so he went and did that, and he wasn't even the father of the kid. Imagine that. That young girl and her baby would be here today if it wasn't for him. And yeah, you got to prove it. He's innocent until proven guilty. I'll give him that. I can't wait till he's innocent and then proven guilty. How about that? We'll start off at innocent. We'll give you that. You can have that. But that's not what you're going to have in the end. There's no way. There's no way he walks. Or anyone else. Because, you know, he wasn't the only one having sex with Sandra. She was passed around by numerous other police officers who all knew what was going on. And you're telling me, wait a minute, a cop doesn't know what's going on? Really? No. It has not started yet, Diane. It's 20 past 2, and we have nothing. And I'm looking. I keep checking. Nope. Nothing. I got no freaking... This is insane. What? Like, why? Why are we going through this? I'm looking. I'm seeing. I don't see it anywhere. Yeah. Guys, I'm telling you, something not right here. All right, let's do this. Share this. Check this out. Boom.
Karen Reed's civil case returning to court today. The hearing is scheduled in Plymouth this afternoon. She's facing a wrongful death suit from the family of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, who died in 2022. Now, Reed was charged with killing him, but acquitted at her retrial earlier this year. This week, she sued a group of people she says framed her, and some of the investigators in the case even involved in that.
And new this morning, the Post Commission has responded to Karen Reed's lawyers lashing out at Boston Police Commissioner Michael Cox. Now, last month, Alan Jackson sent a letter to Mayor Michelle Wu and the Post Commission. It said Cox wasn't credible due to dishonesty and lack of candor. Now, it's called for Cox to be placed on the Suffolk DA's list of officers with credibility issues and an investigation into him. Now, the Boston Herald is reporting Post Commission is saying Cox is not facing a disciplinary review because he's not a sworn law enforcement officer.
But that doesn't mean he wasn't truthful. Hello, people. Yeah, Pat Rogers, that
So
whole
tell
thing.
me, I mean, since Karen's acquittal, how is life?
Pat Rogers did not kill himself. I'm pretty sure
Karen
he
Reed?
no. Maybe Pat Rogers knew something. Maybe he knew something. Just like John. Maybe John put something together that they didn't like. Maybe. I mean, look for Ted Daniels. Ted, where are you, buddy? Ted Daniel. All right. Statement. Nothing. Nothing. All he has is the response from the Post Commission. Oh my. You know what's awesome? Check this out, guys. This has made my day. Hee hee. Check this out, guys. Anyone notice anything about this screen? What would make a smile on your face? Check that out. What's wrong with that? Let me do this. No, it's not that's wrong, but what's awesome about that whole freaking page right there? There's one thing about it. Come on, figure it out. One thing. You got it. What do you guys see on that page? That's kind of funny. Anybody? Can't see it. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. How can I do this? All right, what do you guys see? Look who's trending. She's fucking trending. Man, soccer moms, normal people, right? Just normal stuff goes on over there. Wow. Hey, Jen, you're famous. I mean, geez, I thought I was good with the YouTube channel, but no, you're trending, girl. It means people are looking her up. That's like the number one search term is, yeah. Poor Jen. She can't get away. Soccer mom extraordinaire. Wow. She's trending on freaking Twitter. Bush. Wow. Ha ha ha. How do I put? I love this. There's no love. How can I do that? I come up with my heart. Oh no! Is it the right? Imagine being the wrong Jen McCabe. Imagine being like a high school student. That's not her either. This definitely ain't her. Lindsay. Let's see what Lindsay has to say today. Let's check out Miss Lindsay Gattani. All right, Lindsay, what are you saying today?
Genduso, Leah bathtub Genduso, Leah bathtub Genduso, Leah bathtub Genduso, Leah bathtub Genduso.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys heard about this whole thing with Kate and Lindsay and what happened when Kate went over to Lindsay's house. I don't know if you guys know the story. How's long the trend on Twitter? Yeah, so Lindsay had to go out somewhere, and she's got like 4 kids to feed. And she called and asked Kate why, but she asked Kate to come over and babysit for her. And she was very put off by it, like, oh, whatever. And she came over. Now, in the meantime, good old Mrs. Gattani was calling her mother or aunt or somebody to come and babysit for the kids. But she wasn't sure, so yeah, he fell out of bed and hit his head. She had to, that's right, she had to take her son to the doctors that morning. And Kate shows up, as well as the relative, we'll say, of whoever Lindsay called. So now there's 2 babysitters there. And the lady just said, I'll take care of it, Kate. You can go home. But before Kate left, she went into the bathroom of Lindsay's house. And when she went into the bathroom, she had her period. And when she left the bathroom, there ended up being blood on the walls, blood on the light switch. It looked like a murder scene. And Kate walked out with her head held high. That'll teach you for asking me to come babysit your kids. And Kate left. But what type of person would do that? Just think about that. Would you go to someone's house, best friend's house? How about enemy's house? Someone you don't like, and you go into their bathroom. Who does that? Who? And you know what? That's not an accident. It's not like you drop something. Oops. No. That's intentional. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Think about that. How nasty that is. It's vile. You're right, Donna. Vile. But yet, these people are all friends with each other. I don't. Oh, that's even worse, Gail. Gail, tell me that's true. Oh no. That's on a whole nother level, Gail. And people that are germaphobes, boy, you couldn't do anything worse to a germaphobe than what she did to her. Wow. Yeah, so needless to say, that's those people. That's who they are. They're nasty. They're just bad people. They are. And here's Karen comes along. Nice, respectful, hardworking lady, right? No. Kate thinks she's so much better than Karen. Think about that for a second. Kate thinks she's better than all these other women out there. Good luck with that one. Oh my God. Jennifer. Jennifer sent me money. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Wow. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So, needless to say, that's who Kate is. Just so you guys know of any if there's any question. That kind of makes the underwear thing kind of, normal, I guess. But here we are still. We are still nothing. It's 2:30 and we got nothing. Huh. Got nothing there. Man. Yep, they're off. They're not broadcasting anymore. Check all the other news stations. Come on. Melanie doesn't have anything. Yep. I don't know, guys. How how is it at 2:30 we still don't have anything? I don't know. Ugh, yep. I don't know, guys. There is no way this is happening. Oh, Jen's a new member. Woohoo! Thank you, Jen. I Melanie's waiting to get in. I'm waiting to get in. Channel 10 still has nothing on their screen. Man. Wow, guys. There's nothing here. I don't and I'm looking. Channel 10, channel 25. Unreal. I don't know, guys. I'm checking. Uh, there's nothing. Nothing. I don't believe it. You didn't get let in? Jesus. Why won't they let us see it? What is the big deal? What is that? What are you hiding? I I'm trying, guys. I'm looking. Channel 10 got nothing, and they're in. This is just not right. All right. So, guys. Oh, Rat House Media is here. Good to see Danny. Um, I have a I ha where did it go? I just had something. The frig. I have friends speak out about John O'Keefe. It's a Microdots video. It's a 32-minute video. I'm not sure if you guys want me to put this up on the screen while we wait, or what do you want me to do? Like, I keep banging on the other channel, so I can put this up, right? You guys can watch this, and then if I get it on my phone, so if it pops up, I'll jump right in and throw it up. How's that? I mean, we're we're just waiting on this, and it's still not right. All right. Let me share the screen. Share screen. All right. This is from Goat Boy. And he's one of the best people on X. He's, I don't know how I put it. He's always dead nuts on. So let's play this little video here. Friends speak out about John O'Keefe.
So my name's Michael Shute. I'm a history teacher in Weymouth. Yeah, so my earliest memories of John were on the basketball court. I would guess about 6th grade, 7th grade. He was a terrific athlete. Always had a big smile on his face. He enjoyed playing the game. I remember his brother Paul would run on the court, and he was another gym rat, and they were both really good athletes. Braintree youth basketball was a big part of my life and for a lot of us. I have some pretty vivid memories of John just shooting the ball and scoring. He scored a lot of points, and then he would just run down the court with a big smile on his face. That's just the type of kid he was. When he got older, when he was in high school, he wasn't quite as dominant an athlete as he was when he was little. When he was little, he was unbelievable. I remember soccer, he was always scoring goals, and basketball, he was always scoring baskets. But then when he got a little older, he hadn't fully grown as a lot of kids do as 15 and 16. And then I remember bumping into him, and I want to guess I was probably about 25, somewhere between 25 to 30. And he had shot up, and he was big. And he was confident. And I remember him telling me that he was a police officer, and I was actually surprised. And nothing against police officers, but oftentimes a police officer is not a smiley, friendly person like John is.
Did you keep in touch with him up until he passed away?
No, I didn't. We weren't very close. We would all, he was a grade below me. We would all hang out in the study hall before basketball practice. And I remember him as being pretty studious. And whenever there was a joke and we were joking around, he would just smile. He'd just laugh and smile. Just a really pleasant kid. But we weren't friends outside of school, and that was really my only interaction with him. I didn't talk to him that often. I played basketball. I played football and baseball and basketball at Braintree High, and then I went over to Thayer Academy. And I really didn't see John after Braintree High School. And I bumped into his brother Paul, who was on a recruiting trip when he came to Trinity. And just he was a lot like John in the sense he's just a really nice kid. And I felt because of that Braintree connection we had, I felt like, let me take this kid under my wing a little bit. And he was there with a couple other Braintree kids. I think he ended up going to another school. But he was, like I said, very much like John, just a really nice kid.
That's exactly what I would say too. Yeah, just a good kid, good family. Did you know Mr. O'Keefe?
So I do remember. I remember him at the games. He was coaching. If you were at a BYB or Braintree Youth Basketball All-Star game, he might be one of the coaches or one of the dads on the sideline. And just a very easygoing guy. And the kids just really liked him. I never had him as a coach, but I know that the kids who did have him as a coach, they really loved him. And I just remember how good he was. And I remember thinking, I want to be that good. And I do remember in one incident where he scored and then he stole the inbounds pass and then he immediately scored again. It was 4 points. And matter of seconds. And one of the things I do remember about his family is that they were there and they were cheering. They call him Johnny or they call him JJ.
Yeah.
And there was just a lot of positivity. And it helps that John would score a lot of baskets, but I remember Kristen would cheer. She was very vocal in her support, and John just had a big smile on his face. And I think, when I saw him many years later, it was the same thing. It was just, and that's how I recognized him. Just a big smile, generous. He like when people say that he buys everyone's beers. That's what he does.
Yeah.
Or that was my memory of the last time seeing him. Immediately, he wanted to buy me a beer, and I talked with him for about 20 minutes, and we caught up. And it was, it was good to see him, and I was happy for him. He seemed like, one of the, just a really nice kid, and someone who had gained confidence.
Yeah.
Through the years, he seemed a lot more confident than when I knew him in high school. So a friend of mine called me up Saturday night. It was around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. And he told me that John was deceased and that his girlfriend had hit him. And basically that she had backed up and he must have been drunk and he must have been knocked down. And then he had some bumps and bruises or something to that effect. And I immediately said, that makes no sense. And he said, you're right, but there was a taillight pieces there was some kind of a link to the house where he died, which is 34 Fairview, to that house, and then also John's house. And I remember that specifically. I didn't think anything of it. I actually felt bad. I honestly thought this woman's an idiot. She should not have been drunk, and she should not have knocked him over. And then a friend of mine years later, or probably a year later, she posted the Turtle Boy article, and I immediately reached out to her and I said, stop, you got to take that down. I think with Turtle Boy, I think you do get facts. He does bring the receipts, but then there's conjecture to his posts. But I didn't think that he had unlocked, a scandal, a cover up.
Right.
And then it took me a long time to finally recognize, after I had to read the articles, it had to be 2 or 3 articles in a row, and then more and more the pieces were put in place. And I think the thing that really stood out to me is that Brian Albert never left his house.
Yeah.
That just does not make any sense.
Right.
The lights would have been flashing. There would have been sirens. We know about the dog. The dog would have been barking, and he's a first responder.
Yeah.
He would have, if that had happened, like the police said it, he would have gone out to help him.
Right.
He would have gone out, and at the very least, he would have been out in 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
Maybe not right away, but to not come out of the house, and we saw Jen McCabe going into that house, which was chilling to me. And I don't remember the exact time, but it was about 20. It was after everybody was gone. So the paramedics are gone. It's just the Canton police officers, who we now know are very tainted.
Oh yeah.
And that's when she's like, okay, we can know the lights came on is right after the ambulance left.
Yeah. Did you watch the Turtle Boy too, or were you just reading the articles? Like, did you start watching every episode?
I started watching it. It was compelling. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
The best episode ever is when he calls up Jill Daniels and she foolishly answers the phone, and her anger was just insane.
Fucking killed him. Karen did. And you know what? The truth is gonna come out. And you know what? Fucking Turtle Boy ate it.
Well, but can I read the grand jury testimony right here? It says Colin.
At how angry she was with him, and she slipped and said, and it seems like it keeps coming up. Higgins wasn't there, or Brian wasn't. Colin wasn't there when John was there.
Present.
Colin Elba was in the house, but prior to when John and Brian and Higgins and
at the next light, turn right.
Why is it guilty until proven innocent?
And then they try to pull it back.
Yeah.
I think it was Allie McCabe who actually seemed to leak it out in the stand. And I don't think that was that incriminating. I think the most incriminating thing I've heard so far was Matt McCabe talking about the text messages.
Me too.
And the facial expressions. Jen McCabe literally creating in front of us what happened, looking at the jury constantly.
It was innocent.
I'm not asking for your explanation.
And Chris Albert going like this. And Brian Albert is doing this weird thing with his tongue inside of his mouth. Colin Albert's testimony was ridiculous. Colin Albert is literally saying, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't recall.
I do not remember. I do not remember. I do not remember. No, I don't remember. Not that I remember.
Again, you just don't remember.
Correct.
Okay. It's an issue with your memory, not an instruction that you received.
Correct.
Right.
And then he talks about falling and putting his fist down. When you fall,
onto that. First of all, I'm a little concerned by listening to my brother counsel read from what looks like a scripted message that doesn't seem to deal with any issues, because there's been no motion to compel that's been served on us relating to those answers. There's been nothing filed with the court. Instead, my brother counsel is reading from a script for what I'm guessing is some other purpose. And what we'd like to do is we'd like to just—
Attorney Waters, excuse me for interrupting, but maybe we'll take this as a 9C conference. You heard what he's looking for. What do you say to it?
Your Honor, actually, I don't know what he's talking about, to be candid. I think that Karen's statements have been consistent, and they're certainly consistent with the lawsuit that's been filed in Bristol County. So my brother counsel is going to have to be more specific about what he thinks is inconsistent. I don't think it is at all. And that's usually why motion practice is a good idea.
Attorney Diller, I guess we'll consider the 9C conference conducted and file whatever motion you want to file.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anyone from, what's the status of the discovery with CNC Hospitality and GNS? Attorney Diller, did you receive responses?
I did. Well, both parties had reached out to us over the history of this case. We may have propounded that discovery even before, while the criminal matter was going on, maybe around the time of the stay. But they then reached out to us at separate occasions and were very upfront about the fact that they're compiling discovery and needed more time. We allowed that additional time. Yesterday, we received some discovery, which I think I indicated to you, I have not reviewed yet, but we have received discovery from both bars. One bar, and forgive me for not recognizing which one is which, one bar may have sent me some preliminary discovery a couple weeks ago and then supplemented it yesterday. The other bar sent me a batch of discovery yesterday, none of which have I had an opportunity at this stage to review.
Okay. Anyone else want to offer anything on behalf of any of the parties?
Yeah.
Attorney Hassett on here for Waterfall.
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Hassett for Waterfall.
Good afternoon. Do you want to offer anything?
Your Honor, I would just say that with respect to the discovery, we have in fact responded to the plaintiff's discovery after an extension was granted. We did the interrogatory answers. Those have been complete. The document responses were, as Attorney Diller indicated, in 2 stages. We completed that as well. We have yet to propound discovery ourselves at this point. Obviously, there's a history in this case that occurred on through 2 criminal trials. It was our approach to see what documents were produced from the various keeper depositions and the other document requests among the parties. And then from there, after looking through the documents, make a decision as to what more pointed interrogatory answers we would propound. And as was indicated earlier, we've got a fairly lengthy discovery on a average tracking order, which permits discovery through next August. So in terms of our own discovery and our plan on propounding it, we were hopeful that we'd be able to wade through some of the voluminous documents first.
Who's here for McCarthy's? Is it Attorney Smith? Donovan is
She
in the
is,
meeting?
yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, I asked her to
Yes.
unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the opportunity. We did produce several hundred pages of documents yesterday, have responded fully to the plaintiff's answers, to the plaintiff's interrogatory requests. And like counsel for Waterfall, there's, as indicated in this call today, over 1 million or about 1 million pages and documents that are forthcoming. So the thought here would be to see what is there so that there's not duplication of effort and additional requests put out that are already answered by what is already forthcoming.
Okay. Anything else from Ms. Reed's side, Mr. Waters?
Nothing from our side, Your Honor. Thank you.
Attorney Diller, anything else from the plaintiffs?
No, I think that, but I do expect that we will convene a 9C amongst all the parties after this to discuss what efforts, if any, will be made to consolidate discovery on the other pending matter, only to ensure that we not worry about there being information that is discovered in the other case relevant to our case, which would prejudice us if we're not privy to.
Well, it's great you're trying to agree to something, but again, I think it's difficult to have an agreement without knowing who's going to be involved in the other case, who the attorneys are. Attorney Waters, what's the status of the notice to the governmental entities?
Yeah, you talking about the presentment letters, Your Honor?
Yes.
I think if they weren't sent yesterday, they'll be being sent today. And we've had conversations with both counsel for those entities about having a shortened presentment period. We expect agreement on that. I got my fingers crossed, but we expect agreement on that, in which case we won't be delayed in processing whatever procedural or motions that those parties want to make in that Bristol County case.
What's the status on the service on the individual defendants in the Bristol case?
The answer is I don't know, Your Honor. I haven't received information where we've gotten good service, and if we've not gotten it, I expect to get it shortly. My colleague Aaron Rosenberg can specify to that.
Your Honor, we've got counsel for, I believe, 2 of the individual defendants in the Bristol County case. One counsel has already agreed to accept service. The other counsel suggested that he will. We're just going back and forth. So we're hopeful we'll be able to get acceptance from the majority of those defendants and only have to serve a couple. So we don't foresee any delays on that front.
Attorney Diller, you talked about consolidation. Attorney Waters said they weren't going to move it this time. You, Attorney Diller, intend on moving to consolidate this point?
We had discussed so the answer is yes, for purposes of discovery only, just to the extent that that works itself out. There was discussion during that entire motion practice that took place over the last 2 months. The counsel for these other parties had all reached out. So we have spoken with all of the counsel who were involved in the Bristol case because they were apparently going to be brought into this case. So there was that discussion with them. So I do know who that counsel is. I have the briefing from those counsel. There was discussion within some of the briefing that it should be consolidated for purposes of discovery purposes. I don't know where things stand because it's now outside in the Bristol case, but I do expect that there's awareness of who all the lawyers are, and we could potentially discuss options. Obviously we had wanted this to all resolve itself months ago, and unfortunately it wasn't until Monday night that the defendants withdrew their motion and started on a different track with a different mindset. But we will happily be proactive in trying to get that moving in the best direction for our case in the wrongful death case.
How much time do you think that would take?
Well, what I don't know, Your Honor, is whether some of the parties are going to move to dismiss in the Bristol case and whether that will hold up the discovery there. That's the big unknown. So I wish I had that crystal ball, and I don't today, but I anticipate that there are some overlapping parties that may stay in the Bristol case, to which we'll need discovery there, and that discovery will overlap. I want to be clear that we're agreeing for discovery purposes to avoid prejudice. We are tabling whether or not these matters need to be tried together. That will only be known once we have full understanding of what comes out in discovery.
Okay. Well, let's pick a date in December so we can find out where the Bristol action is at and find out what other discovery issues remain so we can try and sort through those. Do you anticipate filing a motion to compel, Attorney Diller?
Yeah, the interrogatory answer, yes.
Okay, so let's pick a date for that. A date in December. When can you have the motion served?
We can start working on that right away. Within probably the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is what I believe we could shoot for.
Okay, that's December 2nd. Gives the defendant till December 12th. Let's pick a date the next week. We'll have a hearing on the motion to compel and a further status hearing. How about December 18th? That an issue for anyone?
Your Honor, it is for me. I have a pre-existing hearing scheduled that day, but the 16th and the 17th, I'm open.
All right.
If I could,
16th or the 17th.
if I could have just a moment, Your Honor, to confer with my client. The 16th and 17th don't work for Ms. Reed. Either the 18th, I know that that's bad for Mr. Waters. The 19th would work.
19th works. for
Attorney
me.
Jackson, I can understand Ms. Reed wants to be there at every matter, but I don't necessarily think there are constitutional issues relative to the civil case.
I agree. I'm not suggesting that she has a constitutional right to be there, but I know that she wishes to participate in her own defense, and she would like to be there if we can accommodate her schedule.
Right, but if the court starts having to accommodate every party's schedule, it would grind the courts to a halt.
I understand. I get that. There's only one defendant though. So for what that's
No,
worth.
there are other defendants in this case.
Your Honor, for what it's worth, I can also do December 19th.
Will it be remote, Your Honor, by Zoom? I have things that week, but if it's going to be remote by Zoom, then I can try to, I can definitely be available and then not worry about moving things around on the week of the 15th.
What do we have that day? 19th. Hang on 1 second, I have to have the clerk check something.
Yes, Your Honor?
No, I'm checking the schedule here, Clerk Donovan.
The schedule there, okay.
Keep Friday, we just have, basically the morning, Your Honor. Afternoon's wide open.
Okay. How about 2 o'clock on December 19th? We'll schedule it virtually for now.
Thank you.
That works, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, we'll see everyone then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so just for the record, this matter is continued to December 19th, 2025 at 2 p.m. for the motion to compel and further status, and this hearing will be held by Zoom at this point in time. Thank you all.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good day.
Boy, what a shock. There you go. Tell me about it. This is just something not right here. This whole thing is wrong. There's something that's just a big something not right. Think of the money that was wasted. All that to schedule another date. No, it's just another date. Nothing happened. Just, nothing. What'd you expect? Really? Listen, we're saving the planet. I didn't go green. I'm going green. I didn't go down to the courthouse today. For what? I remember Zoom. They used to do that thing with their hands. Remember that? So, wow. Just freaking wow. How do we fix this? Anybody? I mean, I'm open for ideas here. Anybody? How do we not? How is this not? It's frustrating. This is frustrating. Okay. Well, you heard him. In other news, nothing happened in Plymouth today. Just like nothing happened in Middleborough. Oh, there's a oh my God. I just if anybody, Cheryl with an S. Hold on. Okay. Let me find it. Hold on. This is important, guys. If you guys are in Middleborough or near Middleborough, there is there's something you should go to. There we go. Hold on a second. This is like oh my God. No. Where are we? Let me do this first. This is what I'm talking about, okay? Just so you guys know, this is extremely important. Okay. Trying to find it. I don't know where it is. Oh, maybe I know where it is now. We can finish the McAlbert's thing later. Hold on, hold on. All right, I don't want this. Later. Okay. Where are we? Hold on, guys. I gotta find it. Where did it go? Did it get texted? Did my text in it? I read the message. I think it was yesterday. Yeah. What the hell? Hold on, guys. This is a crazy ass case, and I can't find it. Come on, where are you? I can't find it. Damn it. Sorry, guys. But there is there's a standout tonight in Middleborough for this lady here. In 89, Jennifer Lynn Fay disappeared in Brockton. Her case was classified as a runaway, and little was done outside of Jennifer's family to find her. So they went to the cops. Cops said, nope, she's a runaway. Get out of here. Don't waste our time. Cops made that determination right off the bat. All right. There's been few leads, and the Brockton police and the state police followed up on the information that they had, and they didn't get anywhere. Her mother was eager to find her daughter and get the answers that she hoped for. In 2004, a group of private investigators formed a cold case committee to look at several cases in Massachusetts, including Jennifer's. These PIs agreed to work pro bono or at no cost to the families of the missing. The Fay team started with 5 members throughout the years, gathering assistance from many volunteers and supporters. Searches were conducted in many areas in Brockton, utilizing professional HID canine teams, divers, sonar, and excavators. Investigators detected dedicated thousands of hours over 20 plus years, conducted hundreds of interviews, traveled countless miles, and followed every detail that has been revealing to them. They've organized vigils and fundraisers, hotlines, and websites, hoping to keep Jennifer's story in the headlines. By 2004, the Fay team had been reduced to 2 due to retirement of Phil White, Joseph White, and Paul Colombo. Charles Castro and Michelle Littlefield had continued to carry on with the Fay team investigation when they were contacted by Kirk Minahan of Barstool Sports in 2012. This is important. Kirk was looking for a case to feature on his new podcast, and thanks to the efforts of investigators, he'd come across information about Jennifer's case on Reddit. The Case Podcast Season 1 told the story of Jennifer's disappearance based on Kirk's own investigation. Investigators had one meeting to discuss the investigation and share some of the most pertinent facts they had uncovered over the years. This has resulted in one person discussed on the podcast filing a civil lawsuit against a long list of people associated with the podcast, as well as the Fay team, for defamation. Despite the plaintiff in his lawsuit in Bristol County Superior Court claiming that the First Amendment is not absolute, we believe that this is an easily defensible case that will ultimately be dismissed. Nothing stated in the case podcast or anywhere else was untruthful. Defamation of character occurs when a false statement is made about an individual or entity that causes harm to their reputation. Nothing has harmed this person's reputation more than her own actions. Public records unquestionably confirm that. However, it doesn't absolve us from having to pay legal fees to defend this lawsuit. Jennifer's parents have generously offered to assist with these expenses. However, the family of a missing person should never be faced with an additional burden. That I agree with. Private investigators will always have and will always work pro bono for Jennifer's family, and they need your help. For many years, funds raised were used to offer a reward to cover the expenses of the searches and investigation. Now it will help those who have devoted so much time and energy to helping Jennifer's family. So there's only been $200 raised in this. I think just went up a little while ago, because when I looked at it first, it had zero. So we've started at $200, guys. Let's take the meet. Post. Easy as that, guys. Just hit that tweet button and hit post. Facebook, share. Well, where are we? It won't let me. Or will it? Nope. All right, so that won't let me do it. But either way, this copy. This is what we're getting into. Big stuff. So, all right, everybody, we're going to wrap it up, and that's it. So that's our next. I'm gonna look into this. Lots of documents, lots of stuff to read. So, all right, everybody, love you lots, and we will catch you soon. Love yous. Have a good day and be safe. Thank you.
Cold mornings, cracked pavement, courthouse steps. He's there before sunrise while the world still rests. No cameras needed, no spotlight glare. Just a man with a purpose, always standing there. Facing the crowd, but the fight in his veins. Truth in his hands, pushing through the rain. Karen sees him, she knows what it means when you've got boots on the ground and you fight for your dreams. Boots on the ground, day after day, standing for truth in the hardest way. No fame, no glory, just a promise kept. Tom CPU, you never left. He don't ask for credit, don't ask for praise. Just fighting the good fight in 1,000 ways. When the cameras fade and the voices die, he's still right there, never asking why. He's got a handshake that you can trust, eyes that don't blink when it comes to us. Karen smiles because she knows it's true. She's got a soldier and his name's CPU. Boots on the ground, day after day, standing for truth in the hardest Harold's gone home. Tom's still walking, he's never alone. 1,000 steps, a million prayers, because justice don't sleep and neither does he care.